The joint tool allows surface bodies to be brought together so that they can then share a common edge. This of course is a prerequisite to allow for conformal meshing, so that the mesh continues directly from one surface body straight onto the next surface body without interruption. It requires that two or more surface bodies are selected for inputs into the joint operation, and imprinting will occur on all the bodies where they make contact. So we can see the operation on the top right hand side of this slide. We go to Tools and drop down to Joint. Once we select that joint, the operation will appear in the tree and we'll have access to the details view for editing details of the joint operation. On the bottom left we can see an example of two surface bodies, and we select these two surface bodies to form part of the joint operation. Before the joint operation, neither of these surface bodies sees the other. Once we enter the target bodies as these surface bodies into the details view of this operation, and the joint operation is successful, we can then see on the right hand side that these two surface bodies now share a common edge, highlighted here in red. This would mean that the surface mesh would continue directly across using this red edge as a feature edge. Edge joints are essentially the glue which will hold together the contiguous surface meshes so that we have a continuous surface mesh across the surfaces. It's useful to note that creating surface or line multi-body parts with coincident edges will result in automatic edge joint creations, so we don't need a manual or explicit definition of the joint tool in that particular case. But we can create joints manually using the tool's joint operation where no coincident topology previously existed. And here we can see some examples of the joint tool. They can be viewed by turning on the Edge Joints option in the View menu. If we go to View and drop down to Edge Joint, the edge joints then become visible. Blue edge joint is contained in the properly defined multi-body part, whereas the red one shown at the base here are edge joints which are not grouped into the same part. We can also see here, in terms of the surface mesh, the effect of the joint